All right, let's talk about it. Coach Alvarez, former AD at Wisconsin, believe went on the local ESPN somewhere in Madison or the Wisconsin area. I'm not sure, and he voiced his displeasure with the fans booing and saying, "Fire Fickell." This is either Luke Fickell's third or fourth year. I remember when they fired Chris. Paul Chris had a really good record at Wisconsin, very good record. But I remember when they fired him a couple years back, they were upset with the loss at home to Brett Bielema. We know Brett Bielema was the Wisconsin coach for years. Went to Arkansas, coached in the SEC, and is now back in the Big Ten, doing a pretty good job. Illinois. I mean, Illinois has been up and down for years. He's brought some consistency there with bowl games. I know Lovie Smith got into a bowl game, but then they let him go after his contract ended. So, you know, Dabo Sweeney said it best the other day. If they want to let me go, go ahead and let me go. Um, and I'm not a Wisconsin fan. I don't know how Wisconsin fans feel. But outside of the loss to Maryland, you lost to Alabama. They're pretty good. Alabama only lost to Florida State. I think they're going to have a pretty good year. And you also got to remember this, Badger fans. You play in the best conference in America. They tell you other conferences are the best conferences in America, but let's look at the facts. Who's won the national title the last 2 seasons? The conference you play in, the Big Ten. Michigan, then Ohio State. And then if the Big Ten wins the national title again this year, that'll be 3 years in a row. Who's going to be the best team? I mean, who's going to be the best conference in the country? So, you're 2-2. Maryland may be better than you think. Maryland has Washington at home. They have Indiana at home. Who Indiana, my goodness gracious, put 63 points up on Illinois. Man, they put hands on them. Whew, it's a butt whooping. But anyway, think about that. You play in the best conference in America. We don't do what national media says or bias to say. I go off the facts. The last 2 seasons, the Big Ten has won the title. So it's obviously been the best conference. From Penn State to Ohio State, you name it. So give Luke, you got to remember this too. It costs money every time you fire a coach, rehire him, and you do well when you have consistency. Penn State understands having James Franklin there is more important than firing him right away because you're mad about a couple losses here and there. Saban, when he was at Alabama, Saban is running the ship there. So for any big-time program to do well, I'm sure Florida State was upset, but they did let Norvell go because they understand when you keep firing coaches, keep letting them go, it's just going to turn into a lot of money. And you hear Nebraska fans, like I said earlier, they do anything for the Frank Solich era to come back. So you got to understand it's okay to be frustrated, but let the season end before you say you want a guy fired because you don't know who you may get next. You don't know what the next tenure may be like. And just hiring, firing, an overnight sensation or success isn't going to help. The Indiana coach is doing a great job, but he did a heck of a job at James Madison. He worked his way up the ladder. So hang in there, Badger fans. Hang in there, Wisconsin. You play in the best league in the country. Peace.